Whoa,
Wow.
Back.
You know what, guys? Before, so we were gonna watch the movie, and then we were going to
Review it later.
right
Because
it's late right
later.
now.
Because it's pretty
But
late.
we just chatted, and we were like, we can't.
It's fresh in
There's
our
a lot
minds.
to discuss in this.
Yeah.
There's
The
so
movie Haider.
many
So,
things that happen.
Wow, this was wild.
I don't know where to
I feel like we
begin.
need to begin with the beginning.
Yeah,
And-
true.
Sure.
It's true.
So, I mean, it's a little confusing at first because it just throws you right in it.
Right.
You get to you see the house blown up, his family's house, and then his dad get captured.
Yeah.
His dad get captured, and then you get to see a little bit of the dynamics between the characters, but you can't piece anything together.
No.
It's just
Yeah.
like kind of there. And what's crazy is Haider is very restrained, and there's nothing special about the guy.
Yeah.
He's so
Which is
different
why
in the
I was
first
like,
half.
First 45 minutes, I was like, what?
I know.
Yeah,
His
we're
character
dealing-
is so restrained.
We're
It's not-
dealing with like a not really their main
Yeah.
character.
Yeah,
Kind of a
exactly.
main character.
Which was a little
Super
disappointing.
quiet.
It's
Yeah.
like, what
Yep.
what is going on here?
Yeah.
So Taboo, who's the Ghazala, who's his mom, she's an interesting character. She's kind of devious. We were
Like
discussing
kind of
this.
like
Her
an
character-
Andadun.
Yeah, on the dune. Yep.
Yeah.
And
But-
so we were like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then the intermission happened. Our created intermission happened,
Yeah.
and then after that,
It
it's
took-
Wow.
entirely different.
Like his character changed so much after he found out that his father died.
Right.
Like he just snapped, and like that whole speech he had in the town square or whatever,
Kickstart
wherever that was.
Town square.
Some of the best acting we've
Best
seen.
dialogue,
Him
best
going
acting
crazy.
I've seen.
And such a change of his character.
Camera angles
just
were
wild.
very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
he was frenetic. He was just like off the rails, and it
Yeah.
was so interesting to see how that
He
got
Shahid
to him.
Kapoor, amazing performance in this movie.
Yeah, that courtyard scene, he was just going
I-
off.
yeah.
Section
Oh.
4, Rule 37
Yeah,
of the Indian Code,
yeah.
Section 2. You know, it was like, what
Yep.
the heck?
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Man, I want to see a lot of this guy's other works.
Yeah,
'cause,
who is this director?
So this actor, he's
Michelle
in Farsi,
Bachmani.
which is a show that everyone's been
Oh,
recommending
sure,
too.
okay.
So that'll,
Haider,
that's
yeah,
all. That'll
Shahid
be on our
Kapoor.
list for next
Sure.
shows to watch. But yeah, Shahid, yep. But yeah, anyway, yeah, the
Irfan Khan
everything-
makes an appearance,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
from then on,
Yeah.
it is
So,
very, very good.
Irfan Khan is really a really interesting player. Because we
Yeah.
were talking about throughout the whole movie, like,
Very little screen time.
yeah, but we're kind of on his side, but then we're kind of not. But then it's like, whose side
he
is he on?
manipulates. Everyone's
But
manipulating.
that's what it is.
Hader
Everyone is
in this-
manipulating
yep.
everybody. Yeah.
Well, and they're all manipulating Hader, I think.
Yeah.
That's where it all combines. Because even
Yeah.
the mom is manipulating him.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
she's
emotional
saying,
manipulation,
emotional
yes.
throughout his life. And then at the end, even, she was like manipulating him there when she was like, oh, kill myself if you don't
Yeah.
come with me or if you don't give up. And it was just really interesting how that played out too, where she actually did go through with it, which is really
horrible.
sad. Yeah, because and that tied into their conversation right at the beginning of the film when remember she had the gun to her head
Yes,
when he was
exactly.
a kid and he was like, you wouldn't have done it, and she
Right.
was like, well, maybe I would have or something. And then it ties into that end scene where she pulls the pin,
There's-
and it's like, wow, it was just
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, we were on emotional roller
we were-
coaster the
yeah.
entire last
We
2
really
hours.
were.
I felt, or
It
1 hour,
went
45
by
minutes.
so fast.
It did.
I
It
was
did.
just
The
like,
first part, I think they really were trying to lay down the foundation of all the players because
Yeah.
there are a lot of players
Yes.
that you have to keep in mind. Like there's the obviously the uncle that's like
Yeah.
the villain,
Yeah.
and then there's the father-in-law who is like also working for his own self-interest,
The
not for
army,
Hader.
yep,
He just
yep.
wants to find Hader and arrest him.
Yep.
And then there's
Yep.
the girl, and it's like
which
all
is
these players.
Arcia, yep.
yeah.
It was it was
too.
so interesting because you didn't really know who is the true, I guess, negative influencer on
Yeah.
him. Which in the end it's both, which
Yeah.
we find
Yeah.
out. But we were all like we were thinking it's a little too convenient that Rudar was giving him the words that he was speaking and
Yeah.
providing him with the motivation. But it's true that his father was actually killed in that way. So that makes it interesting. But he was definitely using him to bring about his purpose.
Yeah, which was militaristic things.
Yeah, just
exactly. So that was a
turning
very
him
interesting
into a violent
dynamic.
animal to kill everyone.
Right.
Which
he
he
did.
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
His mom died.
But,
His
yeah.
white
And he
girl
killed
died.
the
Killed the brother.
that officer. He killed the brother or her Arshia.
Whoever the guy. I don't. Unknown if it was brother or
I don't know.
soon to be maybe betrothed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was.
There's a couple key sequences in this movie, or key scenes in this movie. The performance, the single performance in the town square, incredible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, the musical performance, which is
multiple musical performances too. I mean,
the
of course,
hate
the main
that
one.
he conveyed through the musical
through the story
performance
he told.
was filled with vengeance in
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
And it was very distinctive. There's grays and muted colors, and then he's wearing this half robe with red. That was another motif, I feel like, at least symbolism.
The red,
the red
The red
sashes
scarf
and the
too.
saris.
Well, and that scarf that was throughout. That started at the beginning. She made the scarf for her father, and then it like
blood
went
red.
throughout. Yeah, and then it slowly.
My word.
That was an interesting.
This movie,
imagery
it got
choice.
so
It was
sad.
visually very well done, I thought. The
Yeah.
director picked some very distinctive
beautiful
yes.
colors, beautiful cinematography.
Yeah.
The soundtrack, even like outside
Dialogue.
those amazing songs, the soundtrack in itself was really good too. Just the violins and
intense.
just
Yep.
it brought you into it.
Yep. And even the other musical numbers were really good too, like the graveyard one.
Yeah,
That was so
Love
cool.
that.
Like
That
they
was
should have
so
made that longer. I wanted more
They
of that.
should've.
It was
one of the
It's
greatest
so well
songs.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so great. Like just how they were like shoveling away.
unison with
you
the
knew
shovels,
like
yeah.
we knew there was a song coming when it like had they were shoveling and then it was in time with they were all in time with each other and then it suddenly the beat hits and you're like, oh yeah.
And how
this
poetic is
well
it that
done.
they were digging 3 graves?
Yeah.
And 3 of the primary characters were dead.
Yep.
The brother or
Yep.
the fiance guy died, and then the daughter killed herself, and then the mom died.
Yeah.
Which is the 3.
Yeah.
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 That was very interesting. Also, so the Oedipus complex between his mom and him was very interesting.
That was weird.
He had a very strange relationship with his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both, it was so interesting because they were both reliant on each other, but they were emotionally intertwined.
Yeah.
And it was very disturbing at times.
It really
Well,
was.
her specifically, but yeah, he couldn't do anything without. Yeah, it was very strange. But that's the purpose of the. I mean, the complexity of the characters is what makes this movie pretty good.
Yeah, there's
Each
so
of
many
the characters
threads.
were so complex.
Yeah, there were. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's such a complex story, but I thought they really tied it together well. I was wondering how they were going to end it. Man, did they end it well. A fight out.
It says he was her brother, Amir.
Arshia's brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we kind of
thought so. I don't know. Yeah, it was hard to tell.
At the beginning, I thought husband, but then when we were looking at it, it
more
felt
sense,
more like
yeah.
brother. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean, I thought this one was excellent. Excellently done. Yeah. Do we go to ratings? Or?
I mean,
can we could talk a
More
little more
about the
about
Hamlet?
the performances.
Yeah.
Because I thought everyone was really, really just amazing in their roles.
I agree.
Arshia was really good. The gal that she was really good.
Girlfriend, yeah.
That was strange, kind of, that they just cut to a random love scene to establish their long extended. Like, okay, we get this.
Yeah, we got.
But that was kind of an interesting choice, I guess.
Sure.
But we needed to know that, I guess, they really loved each other.
Right.
But forbidden love because her dad was definitely
which is kind of goes into, I think, the interesting part of the Hamlet kind of undertones as well, where it's like the two factions and just thinking about that.
Which we can wrap up by kind of relating back to the purpose of this film, which was freedom, not in revenge.
Yeah.
And so
revenge
that's interesting.
will only lead to more revenge, and it's a never-ending cycle.
Right.
Which
Which
we
is
aren't
so
aware. We aren't aware of the historical context
Not as
necessarily,
much,
but it's really interesting to see this movie through that historical lens
Yeah.
and be more familiar.
I mean,
with it.
obviously we know the conflict between
Yes.
Right.
them, but just like that particular thing. It's
Yep.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
And so in that case, it was the director's purpose was just to show that fact.
That everyone, on every side, everyone was just dying. And it was like, what is the point
just
of
stop
this?
the dying.
And then he's like, I mean, that guy was almost dead, but pulling the trigger would have been made
it would
him
have just kept going.
Continue the cycle of revenge.
It
so.
would have. It really would have. And the fact that he did not kill him, and maybe he'll die by himself, maybe he'll kill himself,
Right,
whatever.
exactly. But I mean,
that's no revenge tale. Yeah. How interesting is that? And I
Yeah.
think that's a really good tie-in because it's a good message in its bleakness with the story. But I mean, it's very applicable to so many different. That's why it's so cool is that you can make this kind of movie into so many different veins because it's all like it applies to this historical context. But I mean, in general, in a lot of different situations, this kind of story makes sense. Where it's just two sides that are just fighting.
At war,
just in conflict, and it's just like
constantly too. It said like at the end there, it was like 2013 things were slowing down, but there were still like, I mean, it's interesting how long that the fighting lasted. And it's
crazy.
Just really wow.
Well, and it's even kind of like in I mean, we're not from England, but like in England, there's the IRA or the Irish rebels that do the same thing. There's it's everywhere. Like I mean, there in so many different groups, there are these people that there are people that are it's just the same kind of thing. It's not just in India. It's like this story I think goes past.
There's kind of
universal. While we don't understand the context necessarily, we understand that theme of everything too, which is just fascinating.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just so well done.
It was super well done.
Yeah. So ratings, where does this stand?
Man,
which I have it
this
pulled
is
up
up
on
there.
Letterboxd
This is,
right
to be
now.
honest,
It's
there.
really
guys.
really well
remember,
done.
add these into your list for the top 10 eventually. If it makes your list, I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna have a top 10
We're gonna
list.
do a top 10 Indian films
I
at the end of the year.
enjoyed this one. I guess.
Are you gonna?
Are we just gonna? Let's do our ratings and
reveal?
explain later after. Like explain how high or how low they are after.
Okay.
So do we just yell out our rating at the same time?
Sure.
Let's do it. Makes it simple.
Yeah. 3.
4 and it.
Whoa! What? Jumped the gun again.
No, I was gonna do a 3, 2, 1.
I thought you were saying
3, 2, 1.
3 as your
3, 2, 1.
rating.
3, 2, 1.
4.5. Oh, unison for once. Let's go.
We all have
I
the
was
same
debating.
vote.
Yeah, I was between.
Wow.
Yeah. 4 or 4.
I was
four
when
and a
you
half?
said
Okay.
3. I'm like, you better not give it a 3.
No. I was doing
it's
the
too well
countdown.
done.
I should have thought though. You're right because
I think we all agree that this was some of the best acting
Oh my
that
God.
we've seen
Yeah.
in an
Oh,
Indian
absolutely.
movie thus far.
Incredible.
it was
I
so
think-
well done. It was just.
And the dialogue was so natural,
interesting,
and
There were scenes too that were just so. It felt like it was out of a Pulp Fiction movie where it was just like kind of funny, witty scenes.
Oh yeah,
they're
like
just
the
joking
two dudes
around.
who were like,
Well, that.
That was really strange.
They're just like dancing and stuff, but like that would be something in a Pulp, like in a Quentin movie, because it's just like
Quentin
natural,
Tarantino.
just dialogue forward, and just kind of
I
random.
can see the. Yeah, I can see the.
Yeah, this was great. This was guys recommend more
is
like
gonna be
this.
on my top 10
This was
for
really
sure.
good. I would say that
Who-
the first 45 minutes to
who's
an
the-
hour, it I wasn't drawn in,
Right, it was slower.
but there's a reason for that. But
they,
I still
it
think
tied in at the end. Like all those shots, all those dialogue scenes really had a purpose.
Yeah.
Especially with
Yep.
him and his mom. Like at first, I'm like, this is kind of slow, but then you
Yeah.
realize, okay, that had to be there to really build upon the ending, like how it ended.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't actually mind it that much once it got more.
Writers
into the
were
story.
William Shakespeare.
wow, he gets
Yes.
credits.
Yes.
Vishal, but I
Wow,
feel like
that's
that's
So
a legal
Vishal,
thing.
what has he done?
Haider, Talvar, Aakaanksha.
pretty
You know what?
highly- he was a composer.
He
Wait.
composed Haider as well, which is interesting.
Wait, what's
No,
his
his
direct?
composer.
Wait,
No, he's the director
He's the
of it.
right.
No, he's the
Wait.
director.
Oh, he is the director.
He's the director of it.
Oh, he has a
he not
Shakespeare
done-
trilogy. Wow.
Has he
So-
not done anything?
Aakaanksha?
So, guys, let us know what's
there's
the
some good
next
ones,
movie
yeah.
we should watch. The Patreon people will vote the movie. So if you guys want to sway the vote, get on the Patreon.
Yeah, check out our Patreon.
$1. So
Yeah, only $1
check it out to
vote.
vote for what we'll do next. Because this was some great stuff.
really well
Yeah,
done.
and 8
This
point.
is-
It's interesting with how the rating system has. We
it's only an
found the
8.0.
ratings.
Yeah,
We've-
I can't. So
There's some that
we
are
can't
way too
trust
high,
the
which is.
IMDb. Yeah, it's
not
so
necessarily.
weird. Like,
I mean, 8 is a
ratings-
fine rating.
Well,
I mean,
for
like
sure.
that's
oh
great,
yeah,
but
but I thought it would be too high.
compared to other
higher, to be
8.5s
honest.
that
Right.
we watched, like
Right.
what's the Rocky
Oh,
movie?
Bengal.
No, he's talking about
I'm sorry, I'll
KGF.
get.
Oh,
yeah,
KGF. Oh, yeah,
sorry.
great.
Sorry,
Let's-
sorry, I
don't
shouldn't have
bring
brought that up.
Don't bring
Shouldn't
up
have brought
that.
People got mad that
Sorry,
we
I
didn't like that
apologize.
movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is really well done, and I
Yeah,
guess we
agreed.
weren't expecting it to be this good, but I think
Yeah, this was great.
This is definitely in our.
Yeah.
Probably
Top.
will make our top.
Probably
100%.
Well, we don't. There could be
Well,
bombers coming out.
We
You
could
never
have
know.
some crazy good 4.5s coming up
If
after
this is not in our top 10, there are
Yeah.
just some amazing movies out there that we still haven't seen. But
Yeah,
guys, let us
exactly.
know what you guys thought of this movie too.
Yeah, let
is
us
it
know.
controversial in India at all, or is this pretty celebrated across
what
all?
do y'all think?
So
Yeah.
guys, let us know in the
I'm
comments.
gonna rate this on Letterboxd.
Give us your
right?
thoughts.
Yeah.
Let it up and stick around. Like and subscribe.
Stay tuned for more awesome content
Okay.
from us.
Yeah, more stuff coming soon.
Yes.